Hey everyone, we are live. Sorry, let me find where my Zen music is playing. Give me 1 second. Let's see. I think it's this one. No. There we go. Okay, if you could give me a sign of life, if you are on and able to see. Oh. If you're on and able to see and hear me, it's saying that it's not streaming to Facebook for some reason. Okay, let's see if we can get this fixed really quick. Today, just to give you expectation management, today we're going to talk about growth hacking because next week we are going to dive into some growth hacks. You may have noticed in the Molo9 recommendation area, there is a section called growth hacks. And growth hacks are not the same as marketing tactics at all. There's some confusion around this because some marketers who don't understand what growth hacks are came out saying, oh, I know everything about growth hacking. I'm a growth hacking guru, because they just thought it was a cool term. They don't understand the tech behind it, the scientific definition behind it. So they misrepresented growth hacking. And because of that, you have people who expect growth hacks to be something that they're not. Growth hacks are very, very powerful if you understand what they are and how to use them. So today I'm hoping to dispel any myths that you have about growth hacking, answer any questions you have so that next week when we discuss some time-sensitive growth hacks that are available to be used right now, you understand how to use them and why you should be using them as soon as you find out what they are. All right. I'm going to, we're going to have the comments happening in Telegram because we are now streaming to multiple places. We are streaming to Facebook, to YouTube, and also to Topia. If you want to hop into Topia, I'm going to drop the links in, okay. Let me share the link to the Telegram group in YouTube and in the YouTube comments section and in the Facebook comments section so that you know where to drop your comments and questions. And then, let's see. Why is it not showing us live? There we go. No, it's not showing us live on YouTube. Okay, so apparently we have an error so far. We are live on Facebook. On YouTube we are not. Okay, we're live on Facebook. Great. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what Topia is, I'm gonna drop the link into our Telegram chat. This actually, can you guys tell me how is the audio? Because I'm streaming using Restream. We are streaming to Facebook and YouTube, and then using Topia, we are streaming directly in Topia as well. So audio is good? Excellent. Okay. For those of you who want to hop into the Topia world, you can actually be a part of today's video. This is a cool virtual hangout spot that our guest speaker introduced us to last week. I'm going to show it to you now because it's kind of fun. So I created a Topia space for Molo9, and if you click on the different things, cool little gifts and secret links in Molo9 now pop up, because I think those things are always fun to do for people. It's like a virtual Easter egg hunt, but for secret freebies from Molo9. Okay, so I'm in, let me show you where I am in Topia. We have, when you go into Topia, you land at the feast, right? And then you have all these other cool places that you can explore later. Right now, I am at the party table, because that's where we have the most Molo9 freebies tucked away. Oops. And when I stand over here, then I broadcast to everybody that's in Topia. Where is it? There we go. Maybe. Yep, there we go. All right, cool. So, first things first, I wanted to talk to you guys about what growth hacks are. Okay, so we're going to define a growth hack. As I already said, there's a lot of controversy and misinformation around the term growth hack. A lot of people erroneously mislabel marketing tactics as growth hacks. If you guys, so I shared the link directly to the Topia world in the Telegram group. Let me share it in the Facebook group right now. Moving forward, I'm just going to hang out in here for our live Q&As on Friday, because I think it's way more fun than you staring at my face. I just dropped it in as a post. Okay, so, and I also dropped it in as a comment on the video, as you can see my screen. All right, so let me go back to Topia. Okay, so while you're staring at this cool Topia table, I'm just going to read you some notes I have, so I make sure that I cover everything for you guys. So the true technical name of a growth hack is actually a 0-day growth exploit. 0 like the number 0, day like days in a week, growth hacking, exploit. It's an exploit. It's something that you can only do. This indicates that it's something that you can only do for a short amount of time. If you're a computer programmer who came into the marketing space, you're very familiar with this term. The majority of growth hackers actually are computer programmers who transitioned into marketing, because most 0-day growth exploits are available if you know how to code. If you're a non-coding marketer who does not have a coding background, this term rarely rolls off your tongue. Do not feel bad. That's completely normal. It's not like, yeah, you're still part of the cool growth hacking club. You're in here, you're learning about growth hacks. We will be referencing these as growth exploits throughout the rest of today, just because I know that some of you have growth hack cemented in your mind with a wrong definition. So we're going to call them growth exploits instead of 0-day growth exploits. Okay, so why does knowing the real name matter? For you to know how to spot a growth hack or a growth exploit, you need to keep in mind that it expires. It has an expiration date. Some growth hacks, they turn into marketing tactics and strategies. They're fine. They live on forever. Growth exploits, they are only growth exploits. They have an expiration date. They die. Now we're going to get into how they're made, why they're made, and how you can spot them. Okay, so I want you to think of a candy factory. And yes, I'm using a candy factory and a high school metaphor because this is the easiest thing for people to visualize and then understand growth exploits. So you and your friends are hanging out. You see a candy factory, the local candy factory has a door accidentally left unlocked. You don't tell anybody. You spotted it. You go on your separate ways. Later on, you circle back to the candy factory, and you see that the door is still left unlocked. So you slip in, sneak some candy, and leave. After a few days, you decide to go back and see if it's left unlocked again. And it is. This time you bring a bit of extra candy with you to share with your friends the next day. So they don't know how you got the candy, they just know that it tastes good. So they become paying customers of that candy factory. Other people see you and your group of friends eating this candy, and they also go and buy the candy. The candy company sees an increase in sales. So you stealing candy led them to have an increase in sales. After a few weeks, you decide to bring your friends with you to the candy factory. And shortly after that, they start going there on their own and bringing their friends with them. Before you know it, no one is buying candy because they all know how to steal it, and the candy company sees a decrease in sales. They have to hire someone or a team whose only job is to make sure that nobody steals candy from the candy factory anymore. 0-day growth exploits are not all equal because there are those that lead to an increase in candy sales. They usually turn into timeless marketing strategies. And then there are those that lead to a temporary increase and then a decrease in candy sales. And those are the ones that get you 1000x growth for a few weeks and then the party is over. So does that make sense? Let me know in Telegram if that analogy makes sense before I keep going further into how to leverage the tactics that increase candy sales versus the ones that decrease candy sales. Good analogy? Awesome. And David is tuning in as well. David, what did you think? Does that make sense? I'm going to turn on the video while I wait for, or turn on the lighting while I wait for your response. Sorry, I forgot to do this earlier. Okay. Casey! Welcome to Topia. Casey is tuning in from Chicago, previously a California boy, a veteran marketer. For those of you who don't know who else is now in the video. All right, so we have the strategies that lead to an increase in candy sales and the ones that lead to a decrease in candy sales. A few examples of growth exploits that turn into timeless marketing strategies because they lead to an increase in candy sales are auto captions on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories. Anytime there's a new feature that comes out on one of the big social media channels, that's usually a growth hack that's going to lead to being a marketing strategy. The reason that it's considered a growth hack in the beginning is because those social media platforms, when they roll out a new feature, they want all of their users to see that new feature and to start using that new feature. The point of these new features is to keep more eyeballs on their platform longer. So because of that, they want to promote these new features, get you hooked, get you to stay on the platform longer. So if you are one of the people who starts using these new features as soon as they roll out, you get more organic views. And if you do this quickly, like if you really capitalize on it, you'll see some brands are really fast with it. Like when stories came out, boom, they were doing stories like every few hours, or they had their entire content creation team stop what they were doing and start like maxing out their Facebook stories and Instagram stories. These are considered growth hacks because if you're the first content creators to be doing this, so to be creating all these stories or using whatever the latest feature is, you'll see a lot, like an uptick in organic reach. You'll see an uptick in inbound traffic coming, or brand exposure, and all these different benefits. But it's for only a short amount of time, because once it becomes mainstream and everyone starts doing it, then you're having to compete with the ranking algorithm again. So you're having to sit there and try to figure out ways to cut through the noise, because now everyone's doing stories. With these types of things, you want to think about being the first one to walk through the door. The first one that walks through the door takes the most candy, period. And that's really how it goes. The content creators take the cake, the platforms benefit, it's a win-win. The platforms do not have any loyalty to the content creators. As soon as there are more content creators, they just love the more the merrier. You have to be the first in. Okay. So the ones that you can look at right now are auto captions on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, events in Topia. Some people asked about Clubhouse. I know that there are some people on it that are loving it and using it. All of the growth hacking influencers and growth hacking gurus that I follow, and that growth hacking friends that I swap intel with, none of them are really investing time and energy into it. So I don't really have much to say about it. Events in Topia. Topia right now is like the Wild West. There are a lot of growth hacking opportunities. That's one of the reasons that we actually jumped in it last week. So you see the Molo9 world. I also own the Topia world called Marketing Tricks, and the one called Growth Hackers. Right now they all look roughly the same, but they have different events going on in each world. Okay, Topia events are, the reason I think that this is a 0-day, or this is a temporary growth hack / growth exploit, is that, yes, we have gone remote in lieu of COVID, but people, as soon as they can start interacting with others, they're eager to get out and do that. And so for right now, while we still have a lot of virtual events going on, and you have people that are eager to find new ways to interact with each other in virtual events, Topia is a great space to shake things up and say, like, hey, look, I have a new place for us to hang out. I don't know. I think the aesthetics of this are much nicer than just staring at my face with my office background. And I know quite a few people that shared that sentiment. But once we have the in-person events coming back into play, I do not believe that you will be able to get, you can expect to get the same ROI from the Topia worlds that you would right now. Okay. Next, we have the decrease in candy sales. Before I jump into that, does anyone have questions around the increase in candy sales strategies and metaphors? Okay, so for finding the new opportunities, trends, and new things on social media platforms, there are a few places. One is, if you can sign up to get product updates, because YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, they all consider themselves a product. You can sign up to get updates from them, so they let you know when new features are coming out. Another place is Warrior Forum. At this point, I just read their headlines to decide which one I'm jumping into. I'll drop the link in here. And then the other one is growth hacking covens. So this is a little bit, okay, a growth hacking coven is basically like an unofficial fraternity. When I found my first growth hack, it was like a code snippet for Instagram, and I was able to like follow and unfollow 600 people in 15 seconds using this code snippet. And you weren't supposed to be able to follow more, you weren't supposed to be able to unfollow more than 15 people in 15 minutes at that point. So I took this code snippet and I sent it to everyone on LinkedIn who had the company title Growth Hacker. And I said, hey, I just found this really cool new 0-day growth hack. I just wanted to share it with you. I sent it to like 200 people. Some of them never responded. Some of them responded and said, hey, you've been admitted access into my growth hacking group. I'd like to invite you, or this is a great discovery. I'd like to invite you into my growth hacking group. Something along those lines. And so with that one, and then I found another growth hack for LinkedIn. So with those 2 growth hacks, I just sharing them with a bunch of growth hackers, I was then admitted into all of these like secret groups. And basically what you would do in the group is once you discovered a new growth hack, you would implement it for your client projects. And then you would, it was kind of like a honor code, you would share it with your growth hacking covens. I'm a part of just, I've actually, a lot of them have dissipated since, because typically you only need to be in a growth hacking coven for like a year before you just develop an eye for spotting the trends and strategies on your own. I do have one that I'm active in now. To get into it, you have to send me a 0-day growth hack that you find. If it's something that like is in fact a 0-day growth hack, then I can admit you. To stay in the growth hacking coven, you have to, every quarter we meet, and you have to share 3 growth hacks that have worked for you this past quarter. And you have to be able to open the kimono and share numbers and like tactics, strategies about it. I have a lot of friends who are talented marketers that cannot join the coven because they work for companies and they're not able to open the kimono and to be honest and transparent with the marketing strategies that they've discovered recently. If you want to join that group, find a 0-day growth hack, send it to me. If it's something that's in fact a 0-day growth hack, I can admit you into the group. But you have to, again, our next meeting is on June 3rd. You have to be able to open the kimono on 3 strategies that you're going to share in that meeting. We make everyone share 3 strategies at every meeting, so you don't have freeloaders or leeches, and it's basically like all of the ships rising with the tide. So everyone brings a meal to the table, and we have a feast. That's kind of how that goes. Okay. So yeah, those are my 3 sources for most of the tactics and strategies that I use now. All right. Any questions on that, or do we want to move on to the growth hacks that die fast? Oops. All right, I'm going to move on to the growth hacks that die fast. Okay, so, okay, cool. All right, so growth hacks that lead to a decrease in candy sales. The use of bots and automated sales pitches is a very popular example. So if you guys read on Molo9, I have a write-up of exactly how social media platforms are born, and they use bots in the early days in order to rapidly grow. And so in the early days, like metaphorically leaving the door open on purpose, they allow bot usage. Once they reach critical mass, they still allow bot usage. Once users start to leave the platform because of the bots, that's when they ban bot usage. So on what is it? On LinkedIn right now, you have something called Padua. I'm going to, I can't share my screen. Let me do this. I'm going to give you guys, if you use this link, you can, and you're new to Padua, you will automatically get 500 engagement credits. Right now on Padua, or on LinkedIn, you can use automated pods to get engagement for your posts, so they get more organic views. So if you use that link, you get 500 credits that you can redeem for 500 likes on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts. Right now, LinkedIn doesn't care about that. They are making tweaks to their algorithm to be able to spot people that are using Padua, but they haven't refined their algorithm like enough yet to be able to spot it every time. So I use Padua, and I can get a post to have like 3,000, 4,000, sometimes up to 10,000 views, and I haven't paid a single dollar in ad spend. So did you notice, like, I haven't paid for ads on LinkedIn? That key phrase right there, that's what makes Padua a 0-day growth. It makes it a growth exploit, because right now LinkedIn doesn't care. They're seeing that posts are there, people are engaging. They don't mind that they're losing some ad spend. Eventually, they're going to either have consultants or their investors or somebody come in and say, hey, we're not really happy with the fact that people are using bots to not pay for ads, and that's when they're going to shut down Padua. So that's why Padua is, you might think it's harmless, like, oh, I'm just getting 500 likes on my LinkedIn post. That's not a big deal. But to LinkedIn, that's a loss in ad revenue, because instead of paying for ads, people are paying Padua to increase the likes on their posts. Other examples of growth exploits right now on LinkedIn, it's again cutting their ad revenue. There are a lot of software solutions that you can use to send like 600 spam sales messages a day. I'm pretty sure you receive them just as much as I do. There are popular ones are follow and unfollow bots. Then there's Instagram and LinkedIn pods. I don't know if you remember, Instagram pods used to be something that was amazing. Facebook realized that it was like destroying their ad revenue, so they tweaked their algorithm quite a bit. So Instagram pods are pretty much useless now. You have to put in hours and hours and hours of work to get like a little bit of growth. It's officially at the point where it's more cost effective just to pay for ads. LinkedIn pods right now, it's more cost effective to use LinkedIn pods than like with Padua, than it is to pay for ads. But once they catch up, LinkedIn, a lot of LinkedIn engineers, I used to live in Mountain View, California, and I can tell you that I personally know a lot of LinkedIn engineers who are friends with Facebook and Google engineers. And if you notice, LinkedIn is making a lot of moves as if those engineers all go grab coffee together in between work or after work. So you can see that the LinkedIn algorithm is starting to move in the same way as the Facebook algorithm, to the point where soon Padua, and things like Padua won't actually work anymore, and you will have to pay for ads on LinkedIn. Okay. So the big thing is that a growth exploit is something that has an expiration date. Right now, LinkedIn pods, every time I post to LinkedIn, I see at least 3 sales for Molo9, and that's just an organic post that I take over to Padua, drop in to get automated engagement, and that's it. It's a no-brainer for me. It's a 5-minute step, and I see 3 sales. So let's see. Okay, there are some growth exploits like that where you're going to say, okay, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm posting 600 things a day, I'm not seeing any sales. There are growth exploits that may not impact your bottom line, and if they don't, you don't want to waste too much time on them. The thing you want to ask yourself is, with social media platforms, I personally have worked with 8 different platforms where I was part of the early users that were able to use a lot of bots quickly in the beginning. So I do know from my old growth hacking covens that people used bots to make themselves look like influencers, to build up their influence on a platform. And then once the bot usage was cut on that platform, they already had a following of real people built up. That's really common. That is something, if you're not working for yourself, if you're working for somebody else, you could use LinkedIn LinkedIn's current growth exploit opportunity to kind of establish yourself as a thought leader with your posts. But keep in mind that if you're hoping to establish yourself as a thought leader on LinkedIn, that the Pado growth hack or growth exploit is going to expire soon. So you may want to use that sooner rather than later. I know it's the summer and you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to wait until September. Don't. There was a gray hat growth hack on Molo9, the careers page growth hack. I'm not going to dive too much into it because we are streaming to YouTube and Facebook. They don't like growth hacks, but there was the careers page growth hack, and that one I just found out this week that it no longer works, and that was a huge one that quite a few people were using for a really long time. So the LinkedIn one, you want to grab it ASAP. Okay, so next week we will dive into, that was one example of a growth exploit, the LinkedIn one. Next week we will dive into a few more. You can RSVP for that event. It will be a private event. It will not be streamed to YouTube and Facebook. So make sure that you RSVP for that. Next week we will not be here. We will be in the private Google Meet link, which I actually think we're going to do YouTube. We have to log in to get you the link. Okay, you can RSVP for that event over here. There are 250 seats, 249 seats. For that, I don't know how many are left, but if you go to that page and scroll to the bottom, you will see an option to book to get in on that event. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, so another question that is usually asked with the candy factory analogy is, does the candy factory ever leave the door unlocked on purpose? And the answer is yes. I have worked on, as I said, 8 different early stage social media launches where the platform was literally born out of 0-day growth exploits. I could talk about this for hours in a private setting, not a streamed one. Most people find it boring and confusing, so you can actually read the exact process. If this is something that interests you, you can read the exact process over here. I just dropped the link into the Telegram group. And that'll walk you through like step-by-step the stages of how we have used 0-day growth exploits to grow social media platforms. And then they turned around and they shut down those exact exploits once they'd grown to their critical mass. Okay, next question is, should you ever leave a door unlocked on purpose? If you are the candy factory owner, and the answer is yes. This is called a viral loop. I don't know how much you've read about growth hacking and about viral loops, but you basically, so the way that many growth hackers grow companies, it can be broken down into 3 phases. Phase 1 is the launch process. You've all seen it. Molo9 has my launch process outlined in a notebook in the platform. Phase 2 is funnel and product optimization. So iterating, testing until we have solid conversion rates and low churn. And then phase 3 is viral loop creation. And this is where you see the hockey stick growth. This is where the growth goes from like a stock market increasing to just a hockey stick. An example of companies that have viral loops baked in, are you familiar with ClickFunnels? Let me know in Telegram or on Facebook. Yes, okay. Okay, so you're just going to be representing the entire Molo9 community with your responses. Okay, so For those of you not familiar with ClickFunnels, it's an online tool that you can use. What you do is you sign up for a paid account, you create a funnel, and if you want to make affiliate commissions, you share it with other people. Everyone you share that funnel with is locked to your account. When they create a ClickFunnels account, you get a lifetime commission for as long as they stay with ClickFunnels. So you and ClickFunnels both make money the more you share your funnel. It is a win-win. It does have an expiration date though. Typically you see companies like this, they'll have an awesome win-win affiliate commission structure, and once they get to critical mass, they shut down their affiliate program. They may, this depends a lot on, this depends on a lot of different factors. Some of them shut down their affiliate program, so they only honor agreements with their affiliates that made it before the cut. Others completely cut their affiliate program. Okay, so with ClickFunnels, what they do is when you create your funnel and you share it with people, they can't really benefit from that funnel unless they create a ClickFunnels account. So by creating your own funnel and sharing it with people, you're forcing them to, you are the acquisition channel, but you're also forcing people to use ClickFunnels if they want to use your strategy and benefit from it. Do you see how that's a viral loop? It's like a positive control loop. The more you share, the more money you make, more people come in. That's an example of a viral loop. If you're in software, it's pretty easy to create a viral loop. You just need to create a well-paying affiliate program and then create some sort of asset that people can create using your software and they can share with others and then make a commission off of. At Molo9, we have something similar. Every time, so if you create a process in the project management portal and set the share settings to public, you can then link people to your project with your tracking link saying, hey guys, I'm sharing my process for free. You can check it out in Molo9, and if you like it, grab a Molo9 account. It makes you look like a good Samaritan when in fact you are making 10% every time they pay Molo9 $1. You get 10 cents on the dollar. You make 10% lifetime commission with your unique tracking link. So you share one process with 100 friends on LinkedIn. You have an annual passive income of more than $35,000. And all you did was create a process, share it, and now a company like mine is paying you $35,000 a year indefinitely. That's an example of a viral loop. Again, so viral loops are easiest for companies that that don't have physical assets. If you have physical assets, it's a little bit harder to create a it's a little bit harder once you have physical assets to create a high-paying affiliate program with lifetime commissions. Usually you have to go with something more like a referral fee or a finder's fee, which simply means that you pay them more upfront for bringing new customers to you. It does not see the same amount of growth, rapid growth, as an affiliate program that has lifetime commissions, simply because people make money off of you once. They can't get a passive annual income from you. If you do an affiliate program and you offer lifetime commissions, people can have, that means that somebody just has to do a sale like once, or someone just has to do a sale once, and it's like owning stock that pays dividends. So that's why you'll notice that if you do an affiliate program with lifetime commissions, you tend to see that hockey stick growth faster because people only have to put in a little bit of work and they make money off of that for decades afterwards. So is an affiliate program the only way to create a viral loop? And the answer is no. Eventually paying affiliate commissions becomes financially inefficient, and at this point, the affiliate program reaches capacity and stops admitting new affiliates. Some people, they change the terms and conditions of their affiliate programs at that point, period. Other people, they honor their early day affiliates and they just don't admit any new ones. A huge factor that makes the difference here, I think, is the investors and the board. Most founders, I think, or a lot of the startup founders I know, they're pretty loyal to their earliest users and their earliest affiliates because they helped to get them to where they are. So they honor those long term, but I can't speak for everybody. Okay, so we see you have the affiliate programs are one of the viral loops. There's another way to create a viral loop, and it's a revenue share arrangement. These you can see these a lot with larger tech companies, like YouTube is a great example, monetizing the videos with paid ads, offering a revenue share arrangement. By the time, give me a second. Okay, so usually the difference between the people who have the revenue share arrangement versus the affiliate program is that once you're big enough to have a tech team that can create like this advanced payment and tracking system to financially reward content creators, that's one of the ways, or one of the times where you can see affiliate programs roll off and revenue share arrangements come into play. This depends on a lot of different things, though. I would, yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The affiliate program versus referral program versus revenue share arrangement, there are a lot of different things that go into deciding like which way to go with your company, which one to move forward with, which one to keep, which one to get rid of, how to get rid of it, who to honor, who to cut ties with. We could actually do a different video just on that in a couple weeks, because next week we're doing growth hacks. The week after that, I'm sharing with you guys my growth audit. So when I first come into a new startup and I'm looking at like, okay, what opportunities do we have? What do we need to fix immediately? I have an exact checklist that I go through, preliminary checklist to just kind of get everything set to a solid foundation. So we'll be going over that in 2 weeks, and then in 3 weeks we're covering SEO. If you guys want to circle back to affiliate marketing and referral programs and all that afterwards, just let me know and we can schedule that in. So I think that's everything. Let me know. I know that was a lot of information. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, please feel free to hop into the Topia world and click on everything that has color. I hid little secret links in all of those places for you guys. So I'll leave it open for questions for a few minutes. Okay. All right. If there are no questions, then I think we are going to hop off, and I will see you guys in Topia. Sound good? All right. Take care, guys. Have a good day. Bye.